All right. Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. I'm Ms. Flores. I'm a school counselor at Forest Park High School. In addition to just being a school counselor, I'm also a career counselor for all our students at Forest Park. Do we have any Forest Park parents here? Nice to meet you. And even though I'm not your counselor for your specific school, I'll be glad to answer any questions you may have in reference to the SAT or any college or career related question. So this morning we're going to talk about the SAT and ACT and which test you should take. Okay? Okay. Should you take the SAT or ACT or both tests? Okay. In 2009, the number of college applicants who took the ACT for all practical purposes finally equaled the number of students who took the SAT. So in regards to the SAT, there have been 1.5 million students who have taken the test, and for ACT it's 1.4. The ACT is now an equal competitor for college admission and is just as likely as the SAT. So a lot of colleges who have come out to visit our schools advise our students to take both the SAT and ACT, okay? Why take the SAT? The SAT measures two areas. It measures verbal reasoning and critical mathematical skills, okay? The verbal reasoning is the type of skills that would be measured by reading long passages, and in the mathematics, the SAT measures mathematical reasoning, okay? The SAT measures a student's ability to understand and interpret information that may not or may have not been presented in the classroom setting, okay? For those parents that are walking in late, if you can just grab a handout on your way in and please have a seat. What specific content is tested on the SAT? Okay, the SAT has three sections. There is a math section, there is a verbal section, and a writing section. The math section focuses on numbers and operations that are found in algebra, geometry, data analysis, probability, and statistics. Critical reading focuses on sentence completion and reading comprehension. Okay? And the essay portion is a short essay, which is 25 minutes writing given on a prompt, and it is mandatory. Okay? A lot of students want to take the SAT early on in the school year, in 9th grade or 10th grade, and when they receive their scores, many times they're not happy with the score they received. The reasoning is that the content of what they're learning in the classroom, they still do not have that background to be successful in geometry or algebra 2 or more in-depth English skills that they might need to receive a higher score. Okay? Why take the ACT? Okay? The ACT is a curriculum-based test. It is not an aptitude test or an IQ test. The questions on the ACT are directly related to what is learned in the high school courses in English, mathematics, and science. Okay? Because the ACT tests are based on what is taught in the high school curriculum, more students feel more comfortable taking this test versus the other tests. Okay? Because of the content and the familiarity that they have with what they're learning in the classroom. Okay? Okay. The content of the ACT. The ACT has 4 sections. English focuses on the mechanics and grammar and rhetoric skills, whereas the math test focuses on the areas of algebra through trigonometry. The reading focuses on arts and literature. Science reasoning consists of evaluations and problem solving. And the ACT also has an optional essay. Okay? The essay is optional. A lot of colleges, when they look at scores, they only consider the highest verbal, math, and verbal scores. Even for the ACT, the writing score is not considered as much. But if you are a strong writing student, you do want to take it to show that you have that extra potential. How much does it cost? The SAT is $51. If your college that you are applying to requires the student to take an additional subject test, okay, which could be in one of the foreign languages or history or English, there is a $24.50 basic registration fee, and there's an additional 24 language fee for listening tests, and an additional $13 per specific test. The ACT has, with no writing, is $36.50, and the ACT with writing is $52.50. And that price is on your handouts that you have in front of you. Keep in mind that there is a window of time for you to register for the test. For example, at this moment, we only have the window of time for students to register for the March, May, or June under the regular registration window. They can still register for the January test, however, they do have to pay the late fee. The late fee is an additional $27 that you have to pay. So in addition to these regular fees, you have to pay in addition the late fee. Okay, and I know a lot of our students procrastinate and wait until the last minute, but if you have these dates on your refrigerator somewhere visible, you can remind them that the date's coming up for the regular registration time. If your son or daughter is considering to play sports while in college, Division I athletics requires students to have a sliding scale with either test with the ACT or ACT and a core GPA of a 2.0. And for Division II athletics, they need a minimum GPA of a 2.0 and an SAT score of 820 or an ACT sum score of 68. Okay, and here we can see a comparison, okay, of how a student compares to having taken the SAT versus the ACT. As you can see, the highest score a student can receive on the SAT is a 2400, and the highest score a student can receive on the SAT is a 36. And this is just taking into consideration a sum of all the three sections, okay? All right, so you can see there and compare how they compare on a different scale. If you have a son or daughter who has a disability, okay. Whoops. You would like your son or daughter to receive additional time when it comes to testing. There is a special application in addition to the regular registration for the test. There's an additional application that you would need to fill out. Okay. You can see more information available on the College Board website, which is www.collegeboard.org/SSD, which stands for Students with Services with Disabilities. Okay, you can contact your schools, and contact the SAT Disability Coordinator. You have to be mindful of the application dates. It is a long process, and it does take a long time, and there's a lot of documentation that you will need to submit to prove that your son or daughter is eligible for those services. The materials are time sensitive, and not every application is approved. My recommendation is the sooner you get started, if you qualify for this, the sooner you fill this out, the better, okay? Because if you wait into the senior year to complete this, it might not be in sufficient time for when they're scheduled to take the test. If you have it done early, it's a one-time thing, it's in the student's file, and it doesn't have to be done year after year. Okay. SAT fee and ACT fee waivers. Okay, if you are eligible for free or reduced lunch or have a low income, you are entitled and could receive an ACT or SAT fee waiver. Every school is allowed a certain amount of SAT and ACT fee waivers. And this fee waiver is only for the regular registration fee. It does not cover the late fee. And every student is allowed 2 fee waivers each year. Okay? The college application fee waivers is also available for those schools that participate with the College Board. So what I mean is, with you having used an ACT or SAT fee waiver, you are entitled to receive 4 college application fee waivers. So when you're applying to your colleges, you can receive 4 college applications for free. Okay? Every little bit of money that you can save helps out in the long run. Failure is not an option. The SATs and ACTs are not a pass and fail test. What matters is that you reach the score that that particular college or university is looking for in terms of admission. College is becoming more and more competitive, so they want to get a student who is a well-rounded student that has that high GPA, high SAT and ACT scores, extracurriculars, and everything that makes them that well-rounded student to get into their college that they're applying to. Okay? The test can be retaken multiple times, and what is good is that colleges, they do what's called super scoring, which means that they take the highest of the verbal and the highest of the math and combine that, no matter how many times the student has taken the test. However, research has shown that a student, if they take it 3 times, after the 4th time, there is not much difference in regards to how much difference there is in their score. Okay? And the student's body of work is most important. So that high school transcript that you're submitting to that college or university that has all their information from 9th grade to that 11th grade year is what's most important. Okay, not so much the SAT and ACT. It is important, but it's not as important as that transcript. Some online study tools that I would like to share with you. On the SAT and ACT websites, there is lots and lots of study tools available. If we would go on actstudent.org/testprep, there is questions of the day that you can have sent directly to your phones or to your email, and you can do a test question of the day. Same thing for SAT, where you can go on collegeboard.org, and the students, they can set up a question of the day. All the students also took PSATs, which is paid for by the county, and with that, the students also have a My College Quick Start. And on that program, which is also through the College Board website, the students can have a personalized study plan for the SAT, which allows them to see what questions match with what they have taken on the PSATs, which is a reflection of what's taken on the SAT. Okay? Yes? I do not have the slides available, but I'll be glad to email if for any parent who is interested in us having them email to you. Also, I want to point out to you that the county also offers all high school students a free SAT preparation program. Okay? And for more information, you may visit the website on Student Services.